Chancellor Rhee, instead of rushing to implement a faulty, half-baked pre-K through 8 plan in Burroughs and in other D.C. public schools by August 2008, which will likely fail due to lack of proper implementation time, money, and resources, the parents and friends of John Burroughs recommend that a pre-K through 8 exploratory team comprised of, but not limited to, teachers, principals, parents, DCPS administrators be formed immediately. This team would get community, faculty, and staff input at the beginning of the process. The pre-K through 8 exploration team will research proven pre-K through 8 models and would visit pre-K through 8 schools as part of the research. The team would develop surveys and analysis to determine what schools would benefit from a configuration of this kind and which schools should maintain their current model. The team would hold community meetings. The team would disseminate information, longitudinal studies, and data on the pre-K through 8 model to community groups, PTAs, and school websites. The team would make reports and recommendations based on its surveys and input from the stakeholders, which are the teachers, principals, parents, students, the community, DCPS administrators, and yes, Chancellor, you too. This team will conduct all of these activities following such an outline process of this kind before any pre-K through 8 programs will be implemented. This is the correct, proper, and respectful process of implementing such a configuration. Various school districts across the country have engaged in processes like this, like we've just described, before moving to the pre-K through 8 model. In Salt Lake City, Utah, for example, after the exploratory committee was formed, it took 1 year, not 4.5 months, to determine if that school district wanted that structure. They decided that 2 schools would become pre-K through 8, while 10 other elementary schools would maintain their pre-K through 6 structure. We urge all the other DCPS schools who are being handed this pre-K through 8 ultimatum not to hastily accept this configuration.
That's right.
We must understand we don't have to just jump out there just because they tell us, yes, this is what you're going to do. No, indeed.
That's right.
All of us, all of the schools within the District of Columbia, we must demand everything that is required to successfully implement a program of this magnitude, being money, resources, and time. Okay, peace and blessings, and we're going to open up the floor right now for statements and questions and things of that nature.
All of you who hear this, you have to recognize your positions and stand by it, that you are a voter, a taxpayer, and that the politicians are your servants. So make them respond to you as servants, and don't beg them and ask them to do what you want. Tell them what you want them to do, and tell them if they don't do it, that you will take them out of office. And don't wait 4 years to do it, because by that time things could be ruined beyond repair. So tell them that you're going to take them out of office, and that way you'll get them to respond to your request.
I just want to speak on behalf of all the parents that weren't able to make it here today and who wanted to be here, that we're all here to make a stand against injustice. And there has been issues, pressing issues against injustice. And we're all here to make a stand.
My name is Earl O'Neill, and I'm with ASME Council 20. I'm with the labor union as part of the coalition. And what we see in labor is the same thing you are having is no partnership. The mayor promised, he knocked on your doors when he was running and said it would be a partnership with parents and the administration. And that's not what's happening. You see a dictatorship. You know, and what we have to do is make sure everybody understands that we have to demand that there's a partnership. And a partnership doesn't mean you meet with 3 people and then say, this is the plan. A partnership is you meet with everybody, all parents, and then you work out a plan. And that's what we're about, is making sure that people understand that this mayor, for the last 18 months, or what do we say, 14 months, has not worked in partnership with the community. The GSA said that, and we have to make more people understand that. Yeah, we know it needs to be changed, but it has to be a partnership, and we have to stress that, whether it's the schools, whether it's in employment, with anything. We're not seeing partnership with this administration, with this school board, and with the school administration. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. O'Neill.
My name is Constance Williams, and I'm here to support my community. I want to tell you that all of my children attended John Burroughs. My grandchildren attended John Burroughs. And when Mayor Fenty came out and knocked on the doors, like one of the speakers said, he said he had our backs and he would support us. But we have no support from him. Everybody have a dream. And I want my children to have a dream. I want my grandchildren to have a dream. I want them to be visionaries. I want them to have a choice. And at the rate things are going, they do not have a choice. He has taken that completely away from them. And we are not going to give up. We are fighters in this community. And every time he turns around, we'll be in his face. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ms. Williams.
Hello, my name is Philip Blair. I've been a parent in D.C. Public Schools of both teachers and students since 1980. This is my neighborhood school here at Burroughs. This is where I vote. And I want to underline what my neighbor, Mr. Hall, said. I never voted for this sort of dictatorship for D.C. Public Schools. Reform shouldn't leave footprints all over our faces. And that's what's happening. It's not reform. I'd like to point out one thing. For me, an especially annoying part of this is they tell us that parents were clamoring for the new model, middle school model. You see a bunch of parents who are not in favor of combining elementary schools with middle school children. That was not what the people of this city wanted. One of the things that the people of this city wanted was vocational schools. And the vocational school, M.M. Washington, is being closed. And you cannot call that reform. It is wrong.
Yes.
So don't tell us what we think. Listen to us.
My name is Chris Allen. I'm a parent. I'm here at John Burroughs of two students. For me as a parent, it feels like the whole process is a joke. That their whole agenda is to close the schools and privatize them. That all the things that they're doing is just like a chess game. When they do this, we'll do that. When we do this and make this decision, it will still ultimately mean that we will close the school. And I say that because when we fought against John Burroughs being closed, they told us to come up with other plans, which they did not use. They gave us an ultimatum. And even with the ultimatum, they're now taking back money that they've already given. So we'll die a slow death. And if you're taking away money this year, but you want us to take on 7th and 8th graders to become pre-K through 8 with no funding, we're ultimately going to fail. So I feel that the whole process is a joke, that they want us to fail, to close, just like they did in the beginning, to close us immediately. But now that we've challenged them, I feel as we're being punished. So I say that we should stand and continue to fight if we want to see the schools do what we want them to do, is to succeed. Thank you.
Right.